Paranoia. It eats you from within. You're threatened by everything around you. If you're perhaps guilty of something and fear that they are coming for you, everything you do is a ploy to stop them. Fear is now your life. This is what Xi Jinping is suffering with because they are coming for him. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Sanbir Ranhotra, and in this video I will tell you about Xi Jinping's fear of his own army, the PLA. With anti-CCP sentiment rising in China, people growing furious at Xi Jinping, and an economy fast going down the drain, the powers that be in Beijing have been forced to put their firefighting suits on and attempt to douse the flames they have themselves given rise to. There is really one power in China, and that is Xi Jinping. Now, as reported by TFI, the chances of Xi Jinping facing a coup soon are high. If not from the People's Liberation Army, that is the PLA, the Chinese Communist Party might itself revolt against Jinping's leadership. However, Xi is not done just yet tormenting the people of China. He has his eyes firmly set on yet another term as China's president. Yet, Jinping is not oblivious to the imminent threat his reign has come to face, not just from within the CCP itself, but from the Chinese populace at large. So, he is now filling the People's Liberation Army, Navy and Air Force ranks with his topmost lieutenants, who would go to any extent to secure his rule. According to an analysis by the diplomat, whoever controls the military in China will gain political domination. The CCP, after all, still strongly believes in Mao Zedong's famous saying, "Political power grows out of the barrel of a gun." Xi Jinping is emulating the tactics employed by previous leader Jiang Zemin, who set a precedent by promoting quite a few generals to higher ranks during his remaining days in office. This helped Jiang Zemin keep the Central Military Commission, or CMC, under his control even after he was no longer in power. Now, who are the men Xi Jinping has promoted? China has just got a new Air Force commander, Chang Dingqiu. He is also an alternate member of the Central Committee of the CCP. Chang had cooperated with the Navy multiple times in joint operations between the PLAAF and PLA Navy, and had participated in the arrangement of flights and voyages to far seas while being Deputy Commander of the Southern Theater Command. Lin Xiangyang is the new Central Theater Command commander. The Central Theater Command is especially important because it is responsible for the security of the capital city, Beijing. Its commander must be a general that Xi can trust. Lin belongs to a group of officers called the Southeastern Corps. Xi Jinping trusts these men with his life and has spoken in their admiration many times. Wang Shubin has been promoted by Xi Jinping as the new Southern Theater Command commander. He is a member of the Southeastern Corps as well. Xi Jinping has appointed General Wang Haijiang as the new commander of the People's Liberation Army's Western Theater Command. General Wang is the fourth commander to head the Western Theater Command after the Eastern Ladakh standoff with India began in May last year. Most recently, in June this year, Xi Jinping had appointed General Xu Qiling to head the PLA's Western Theater Command. However, the Western Theater Command is proving to be a tough nut for Jinping to crack. It is responsible for China's geographically most vast area and now also has to deal with the emergent situation in Afghanistan, apart from handling India, Tibet and Xinjiang. Meanwhile, Dong Hun is the new commander of the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy. We all know how Xi Jinping is an insecure little despot. The insecurity of CCP General Secretary Xi Jinping stems from the realization that his regime is heavily disliked and that he is himself seen as an oppressive leader who wants to remain in power for as long as he is alive. In recent times, Xi Jinping has found himself clouded by one disaster after the other. Despite indications of discontent within the Chinese PLA veterans, the CCP had so far shied away from openly acting against them. Since the PLA officers and veterans wield wide influence over the CCP machinery, the party desisted from acting against them. It must be remembered that the PLA is the first and only line of defense in China. So, whenever Xi Jinping gives effect to a new misadventure, whether it be against India, within China, against Taiwan and the larger democratic free world order, it is the PLA which has to suffer on an immediate basis. This has led to discontent rising among PLA ranks. From within the PLA, Jinping might face a coup d'etat and to prevent the same, he is now putting in place his lackeys who would keep the situation from boiling over. As reported by TFI recently, Jinping's desperation has led to Beijing police arresting 137 PLA veterans who were protesting against the military affairs departments of China's various provinces while demanding that their resettlement issues be resolved. Furthermore, the PLA is currently not undergoing a very patriotic phase. Xi Jinping's handling of PLA veterans has surely stirred up emotions within the force's ranks. As reported by TFI, Xi Jinping has set out on yet another purge spree, and he is targeting the low-rung CCP officials and workers now. Investors are fleeing China. The Belt and Road Initiative is a colossal failure. Chinese companies are losing their capital and going bankrupt at an unprecedented pace. All in all, the fiscal status of China is not really good. Countries around the world blame China for the devastation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Additionally, growing Chinese belligerence and wolf warrior diplomacy seems to be dissuading free and democratic countries from engaging with Beijing. Therefore, within the CCP, there is bound to be a strong camp that believes that Jinping is doing more harm than good for China. And Xi Jinping, with his latest military appointments, is making sure that he and his rule are secured from those who would rather see him out of office. Interestingly, the new Central Theatre Command Commander, Southern Theatre Command Commander, and Eastern Theatre Command Commander all have the same background of serving in the former Nanjing military region and its successor, the Eastern Theatre Command. According to the diplomat, their service in the Nanjing military region might have coincided with Xi's years in southeast China, especially in the Fujian province. Therefore, these are all commanders which Jinping would entrust his life with. The new military appointments also signal growing Chinese preparation to invade Taiwan. Furthermore, Xi Jinping is turning China, particularly Beijing, into a fortress ahead of the 20th National Congress scheduled in the autumn of 2022, during which the Chinese president's future shall be decided.